Alrighty. Philip Boshoff,
There we go.
or Spyker as he's more affectionately known.
As I prefer to be called.
You prefer to be. There's a couple of you though. So
Yeah.
there's a few Spykers. It was very confusing in the beginning when I met you.
Yeah.
Because we knew another one.
Yeah.
And they were in the same group
Industry
of people.
as well.
Same
Yeah, yeah,
industry,
yeah.
same
Yeah.
everything. And then but I think you've taken the name over.
I've perfected it.
You're humble as well.
Yeah.
No, that's cute.
No, the other Spyker is also awesome.
He's a lucky dude.
He was at Worcester
Yes.
Golf Course, but he's now at Metropolitan.
Is he a Metro?
Yeah. He's working for Murray at
Yes.
Full Service. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. No,
Okay.
it happened recently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So who's gone to Worcester then?
I don't know. They were advertising. I don't know if
Yeah.
they have found someone.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're a greenskeeper.
Yes.
That is your official
Or as the Americans call it, a superintendent.
superintendent.
Yeah.
That sounds more fancy.
It does, yeah.
It does, yeah. So
'Cause for them, greenkeepers are guys sitting on a lawnmower.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but for the Americans, they use
They're
inches and
weird.
stuff. They're
Yeah,
odd,
exactly.
bro. They don't know what they're up to.
Yeah. So, but I am an assistant. Let's just.
You're
keep
an
that-
assistant.
Yeah,
Okay.
assistant. Yeah.
But so this is, I'm actually very glad that you came here because I try on the podcast to show a certain amount of sacrifice and a certain amount of life, real life.
Yeah.
You know, where people, when they're trying to attain something, people kind of want to, nowadays at least, they go, okay, I want to be X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
Now I expect it to be done.
Exactly.
And there's very few people. And I mean, I've got my choice of a lot of greenkeepers that I could phone to get in here. And I wanted you specifically because you've done something. I know. You're going to get all embarrassed just now because I'm going to be tooting the Spyker horn here. That
There we
sounds terrible.
go. Yeah. Let's keep my horn at bay.
But you've gone from running a small golf club,
Yeah.
which you did miracles.
Chucked
and
in the deep end.
really
Yeah,
chucked in the deep end. You went from a farm onto a golf course. You sorted a lot of issues out on the golf course, got it up to a standard which
Yep.
was spectacular.
Yeah.
And this is in KZN.
Yeah.
And then you came to Cape Town.
Yes.
Best move ever. And you
For living, yeah, but not for rugby teams.
fair. Yeah, well, that's why I'm still on the tell boy. We're having sharks all the time.
Yeah. Even though they're battling at the moment.
Doesn't matter, man.
Yeah.
Sharks.
Yeah.
And you then came and got yourself, you went from a greenkeeper and got yourself an assistant greenkeeper job.
Yeah.
And effectively, on paper, even though you're now at Somerset West Golf, much bigger, much more prestige, much more everything, you technically took a step back.
Yeah, but in workload, probably not a step back.
Sure.
Yeah.
But in title you
Yeah,
did.
step back, yeah.
So
yeah.
it's like a CEO of a company
Yeah.
now joining another company and just being the GM.
Yeah.
It's a step back.
Yeah.
Now, most people would never consider doing that. And I think that kind of thing, and you've done it for a reason, which we can dive into,
yeah.
but the people can't do that. You've grown a pair, to use the podcast's term, and this is why I wanted you on. You grew a pair,
Yeah.
took a knock in standing because
Yeah.
you saw the future and went, you know what?
Exactly.
I'm going to be working at a great golf club. Sure, I'm not the main what counts,
Yeah.
but I get to work at the spectacular golf club. And on top of that, you get to learn from a greenkeeper who is career. He's at now towards the end of, he's getting to retirement age.
Yeah.
All the knowledge, all the expertise, and you get to
Exactly.
grow from that.
Exactly. Yeah.
What went through your mind there, bro?
Look, at the time it was because we moved down. My wife got a job offer, so we moved down on her accord. I was unemployed for 5 months.
Okay.
So I was basically the stay-at-home dad, drop kids at school, go fetch them at school, and actively looking for work.
Yeah.
And the Somerset West, we'll talk about that. The Somerset West job came about, and I took it. And it was like you say, it was a move backwards in title, career title, but a move forward in your future. But also being a bit desperate, Yes, I love my kids, but flipping hell, to go and drop them and take them and be a full-time stay-at-home dad, it was getting a bit much.
I don't know. I don't have kids. So everyone keeps telling me, yo, you must have kids. It's amazing.
Dude.
And you check the Oaks, they pull in at a braai or something, and they're like, you can play with the kids, please. Play with the kids. Just take them for 10 minutes, please.
Yeah,
I'm like, yo, it looks great.
Yeah, no, it really changes your life. It does. But it's awesome.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah. Okay, so you went to Somerset West, and that was I mean, you dove. I remember. I don't think I was a member when you joined, but I was a member just after when you joined.
Yeah.
And the one thing that always gets me, and I think gets a lot of people when, and you are spoken about in the industry. People know you and whatever. I mean, you know this. You do the group thing. So I used to be part of that, the WPTA with you, and so I know a lot of those guys.
Yeah.
And when I see them, they talk, yo, I'll Spyker, eh? Jeez, you think that like lives at the golf course? If you talk to the members at Somerset West, they'll be playing at 6 o'clock in the morning. Spyker's there. They'll be playing at 6 o'clock at night. Spyker's there. Yeah. They're having a dop at the bar at 9:45. And there goes Spyker again. Like, I mean, you put a lot of effort into your course, huh?
Look, I think it's a passion of mine. Yeah. So, yeah, you sacrifice a lot of family time, but it's a passion. I love this industry. I love the turf industry. There's nothing greater than standing in a clubhouse and a golfer comes to you and say, job well done. This is amazing. Keep up the good work. That's just like, and it's nice. I love it.
Yeah. So I mean, you just say, I mean, passion goes so far.
Yeah.
I mean, you broke your arm.
More like a finger.
It was a finger, so your hand on the side of your hand. What goes on? I think maybe we should actually get into this. What goes into actually running from your side, like running a golf course? Because people don't know. They just look at, we're paying. I don't know what the fees are now, but we're paying $300 or $400 for a round per person, and you look at that and you go, not bro, that's just a little bit expensive, right? But I mean, there's a lot that goes into. There's a team, there's people, there's fertilizers and all of that. What goes into that?
Yeah, so I mean, nothing straightforward. Equipment, you're looking at nothing under $1 million for a new mower now these days. Fertilizer, 40-50 grand just to do a couple of fairways. You're looking at greens, 20-30 grand to do 18 greens. It's ridiculously expensive. And then parts are coming from America. There's a machine downtime, because parts are 2-3 weeks to be shipped. Then they get stuck at the customs at the harbor or the airport. There's a huge amount of that goes into getting that golf course ready for a member, for Joe Soap, who comes on a Sunday and, oh no, this wasn't right, that wasn't right. And like, dude, we're sitting with one down machine. We can't cut the rough, or this machine is this, that, and just I think a lot of behind the scenes money and equipment and time. Time is the biggest thing, And we are a small team. We've only got, including my boss, the mechanic, and his assistants, I think we had 12 guys. Yeah.
So 12 doing the whole golf course.
12 doing 18 holes. Yeah, it is tough. And then you get other golf courses, they have 40, 50, 60 staff. It's crazy, yeah.
I was on Westlake a little while back, and it's just like this sea of staff running around that place.
We had our Western Province Turf Association little league. We had our match at Westlake yesterday.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So we play 10 games a year, 10 different golf courses, and we've got a little league going between greenkeepers and suppliers and whoever. And that has to be a member of WPTA. So yesterday was Westlake's turn. And it's a beautiful golf course.
I've never played it.
No,
all the time. I was part of the WPTA for 3 years. And I've managed to miss the Langebaan trip every single time. When I was part of it, and managed to miss playing the likes of Westlake. I played a few other really great courses. I think I've played twice in the last 2 years. One was at Summies and one was at, I can't remember. At Para. I played Para as well a while back.
We'll have to make a plan. Have you back?
Yeah, geez. Well, Quinton said to me yesterday he had some oaks drop off. But it was like Thursday evening, I think. And he was like, dude, can you play? And I'm like, let me see. And then it was like, no, you need to be there at like 20 to 7. And I was like, okay, hold on. I've got a wife. I've got to drop her at work. It just didn't work. I was like, But
it was an early one. We teed off at 7. 8 of us played.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Cheapest. What goes? I mean, so I've got a bit of knowledge in terms of grass. I was in the industry for a while, but you look at a golf course and people. I've heard this comment a lot where they go, "Yo, I want grass like the golf course has." right? And then you look at there's 2 different or 3 different types of grass at the golf course. You've got your rough, which is just normal, longish, whatever grass is there and whatever. You got your fairways, which is nicer, almost like a lawn, a little bit thicker maybe, or a little bit taller than a lawn.
Generally in this kikuyu, in South Africa, most fairways are kikuyu.
And then from there, you've got the greens. And the greens are a little bit insane because you've got grass which is just a few millimeters high. You are cutting the leaves off that grass. Daily. Is it a leaf? But you're cutting the leaves off that grass daily to a couple of millimeters to make sure that the ball rolls lacquer and whatever else. What is the difference? Like, how can someone at home? Okay, I don't think anyone at home is going to get a green without spending a bajillion rand.
There are a few people who do have.
I know Quinton sold a few, like the professional real mowers. He sold a few of those to guys, and the what's the other one he does?
There's the
Protea one, and he's like 3 or 4 guys that he's told me about that have a putting green in their backyard. Jeez. But what goes into like your day to day on the grass of the golf course? What are you needing to do, or in a year, what are you needing to do? Because there's different stuff.
Yeah, exactly. So your biggest thing, because we're cutting so often and cutting so short, your biggest thing is fungus. You've got to check those greens daily. Just monitor the greens. Check for any diseases potentially. Look, we have spray programs, and which you do a preventative, and you try and stick to your program, but obviously there are times like now we've had a hectic winter where our fairways in the bottom part of the course, we didn't touch it for, I think I worked out it was 50 something days. It was just too wet to put a 2-3 ton machine on there. We would have just done too much damage. So there are factors involved as well. You can't always get in and do a preventative spray. So it's not straightforward. Definitely not straightforward. That's why I always say a golfer comes to me and says, I want a putting green at my house. I was like, dude, just come to my house. Come and have a look and see if I've got a garden or I've got a lawn. I said, I've got a small little patch, a little kikuyu patch that I just keep alive for the kids to play.
And you paved the rest.
I
don't want to deal with it.
I said, we in the Western Cape here, the soil's terrible. The climate's terrible. In Natal, I had a lawn the size of a rugby field in front of the house. We played soccer matches, we played rugby matches, and you really had to be a real chop to make it die kind of thing.
I remember we grew up in Maryvale, so Howick side. You were just further up the drag.
Yeah, just a bit.
And we had I want to say probably like 1/4 acre plot, maybe a little bit bigger. And front yard grass, backyard grass, kikuyu. And then you get summer comes, 38 degrees, 1,000% humidity. Your sweat is sweating. And then my buddy, we had this electric mulch mower that he bought from somewhere. And we're like, I remember being 10, 11, spending 3-4 hours, bro, in the sun and the heat. Just pushing that grass. And we did nothing to their grass. Absolutely. Scott, didn't even put water on it. And it was green year round. Like the climate was lacquer, everything was there.
Yeah, that's why, like, just the biggest example is from Natal. Winter, so I came from a golf course that had cyanodin greens. So that goes dormant in winter. So in winter, you didn't even need to water, or just the odd once a week, maybe give it a bit of water and stuff, just to keep for the ball to hold on the green. Just get that top layer a bit moist so the ball doesn't shoot off and run off the green and the golf is mown. But it was really easy to run a golf course. I must say, not the whole of Natal would be as easy as the Midlands. You know the weather in the Midlands. It's like what time is today's thunderstorm when it's summer. But just down here in the Western Cape, I never knew there's such a thing as hand watering.
Yes.
Until I came down to the Western Cape, I was like, it's summer. Why is there no rain?
Yeah.
You come from Natal, summer is raining, winter it's cold and dry. And
it's the opposite.
Yeah, it's the opposite. It's like, so I was introduced to hand watering, to spiking, to just.
And what is hand watering?
So
if you say hand watering, most of the people watching, they got a little 5 liter watering can. And you go
Okay, so hand watering. So most greens have probably about 4 to 6 automated sprinklers, but it gets difficult to use those in summer because they pop up and they do the whole green. Then you have areas on the green that's super wet, too wet.
Okay.
But then you have one section that's dry. So hand watering is each green will have a little valve. You connect your hose pipe to it, and you've got a little nozzle at the other end of the hose pipe. You just water that little section of green that's stressing. So that's hand watering. Basically manual labor with a hose pipe and a nozzle and water sections of a green. Yeah.
So, but I remember you've had in probably the last 4 years, you've had 2 really tough years in that.
Yeah.
Tell me a story about your water, bro.
Yeah. So, Somerset West, we have the Geel slit running through the course. But obviously that only flows in winter when it rains, because it's basically runoff. It's not a year's supply of water. And we're reliant on effluent water from the municipality, so we irrigate with effluent water mainly.
That's from the
Macassar treatment plant.
That's on that Baden-Powell Road.
Yeah, so we depended on them for water. And now there are challenges and things. So I'd say the last 2 years, it's been not a stable supply of water. There's always been issues, and then there's a downtime, then there's a pipe that breaks. And this last summer, I'm not sure on specifics, but I think, if we had 2 weeks of water supply, it's a lot. I think we only filled our dam once. So now you've got a whole golf course to water. Your dam's dropping. You see that dam dropping daily. You in the dam with just your shorts on, and you lifting what do you call it? Now I've gone blank. The valve, foot valve. There's a word. The foot valve of the pump, the inlets of the pump. You lifting them out of the mud, and you swinging the angle so they suck water, not mud and not air. It's a challenge. It's a real challenge. But we installed a borehole a year and a half ago, I think, and we're in the process of installing some more boreholes just to ease the load a bit if this effluent water does become a permanent issue. The non-supply of effluent water.
How much water does a golf course need? I know every golf course is different. So like Somerset West, what are we talking?
It's crazy amount. In February, the middle of summer, we can use 1 million cubes a night.
1 million cubes.
That's not.
And a cube is 1,000.
Something like that.
A cube is 1,000 liters. That's like those bucky-sucky jobs with that little square job. That's a cube of water.
So that's a lot of water.
1 million.
But that's everything. That's tee boxes, fairways, greens, alles. Yeah. So if you want to water your whole golf course in February when it's the worst, you need proper water.
You need supply. Jeez, they must have suffered during the drought.
It's crazy. I joined Somerset West just as the drought eased off, because I remember even where we moved in, it was the year after water restrictions were lifted. So we haven't experienced at home now. We haven't experienced water restrictions, but we were introduced to COVID.
Yes, you're lucky, bro. Water restrictions. I started with I sold lawnmowers, Okay. So I started with the one company with CNR in the drought. In the drought, like middle of the drought. And then I was given the Western Cape, and the guys were like, okay, bro, Western Cape, you're now selling lawnmowers in the Western Cape in the middle of a drought. Here's your targets, go nuts. You can totally do it. I was like, there's no grass. And I still remember flying, like with the before I started the job, we all went over to the Netherlands for training at the supplier's head office and whatever else. And we got there, and I mean, I've been in this water restrictions thing the whole time, And I get there and I ask the guys like, hey, are there any time limits on the showers? And they looked at me like I was wearing a clown nose, What do you mean? And I'm like, you guys don't have a problem with water. They're like, no, we do have a problem. We've got too much.
Oh, wow.
And that trip was like 8 days or something.
Sure.
And in the hotel we stayed at, I showered 10 minutes in the morning.
Oh.
We went back to the hotel for lunch. I showered again at lunch. Showered again at night. And I went nuts. It was the most water I had used. I used probably more water in 1 week on showering than I had in the previous year.
So you tried to help them there.
Yeah, but I definitely tried to help them. But that whole country, if they don't put the effort into their water management, the whole of the Netherlands will just disappear.
Sure.
It's just like there's so much water around it, and they've got like all these locks and these things that they have to pump water out and whatever else. It's incredible. Okay, so water is a thing.
Yeah.
What else do you suffer with on your golf course, bro? I know theft. Like I want to go into this because at least we'll get some fun stories.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of a hell of a lot of theft, which I didn't think about until actually I met you.
Yeah.
And it was an interesting one because I always just assumed that everything runs, and you go, okay, cool, what is there to steal on a golf course for crying in a bucket?
Yeah, so I think each golf course has its different challenges or based on location. And the copper industry is the second-hand, what is scrap metal industry. It's a real nightmare. So yeah, it's just we battle a lot with petty theft mainly through the night, obviously, because then they can't be detected or can't be seen. But yeah, any bit of, if they find because the comms cable's running, because it's a solenoid system. Yes. Irrigation automated solenoid system. So there's cables for Africa on a golf course. Yeah. So hopefully none of the scrap metal dealers or the takopa are watching this, saying, hey, let's target Somerset West. Well,
the takopa got an Indian accent. Okay, you can see as an Natal boy. Here comes the accent. Oh, that's funny.
So yeah, that's tough. It's tough. I mean, and then like this past summer, we already battling with water, and then you go onto the golf course because your pump systems are programmed that if there's a certain pressure drop or a certain flow rate, too high flow rate, the pumps switch off.
Okay.
And if someone steals a solenoid, the sprinklers kick on, and now you're irrigating full blast. And if they don't steal, this might sound funny, but if they don't steal enough, the flow rate stays weak enough for the pumps to run. So a few times it's happened where we like get there at 5 a.m. and then sprinklers running and the fairway looks like a dam.
Yeah. Well, you've got that one. That's that one that runs down the back. Where that always fills up by the green.
Yes. Yeah. Jeez. Yeah. So, and often it's on the furthest corner of a golf course where that water goes to waste. So it just flows off the fairway, goes into stormwater, and off it goes. But yeah, so that's tricky. Yeah, I mean they'll steal. One night they'll clean you out and steal 30, 40 solenoids.
Cheap.
And just to give you an idea, solenoid we're looking. Oh, it's ridiculous. Like $500 a solenoid. Depends if you can find them secondhand somewhere or you find brand new. Yeah, so it's not a cheap exercise. And then flagpoles, they've stolen a couple of flagpoles in the 6 years I've been there. Unlike Escort, it was a weekly occurrence. We ended up taking flagpoles in every night.
Sure.
And that's just another added job on to the greenkeeping team. Like 6 o'clock, go fetch all the flagpoles. And then the next morning you take the flagpoles out and put them in again. So it's challenging. It's really challenging, yeah.
So it just sounds like there's a million moving parts and it's I think it almost sounds like an industry that you need to be a jack of all trades. You're dealing with electricity, cabling, water. Yeah. You're dealing with fertilizers and all of that kind of stuff. Chemicals and
staff.
Yeah, that must be fun, yeah. Staff anywhere is always a thing. Jeez, man. So if as a greenkeeper, what's the one thing, or what are a couple of things that you can maybe talk to people and say, when you come to my golf course, there's a nice saying here in Cape Town, wees lekker.
Yeah.
Like, what can you as a golfer do to make the greenkeeper and the greenkeeper staff and all their lives a little bit easier and help save the course some money? What's the story there?
Your biggest thing is probably repair your pitch marks. Now, pitch marks is pretty much on a green, found on a green. You do get pitch marks elsewhere, but it's not so critical. But on the green, it's critical. Mm-hmm. So if you hit your ball into that green and it bounces on the green and it leaves like a hut in the green, fix it. because it's been proven if that pitch marks is not repaired within 24 hours, it takes a couple of weeks for that little patch for the grass to recover or to close up. Sometimes it will die totally.
Sure.
And then it takes time for that little area to cover up with grass again. So that's the biggest thing. Fix your pitch marks. I mumble. My wife often says to me, "You mumble."
You sound good to me, bro.
You should have had therapy as a kid. I was like, I know. So pitch marks, fix those. Divots is not as critical, but they make the course look ugly. When I say as critical, our team goes out. So our major days are Wednesdays and Saturdays, the club competition, the members competition days. So we'll go out on a Thursday, repair all divots, fill them with proper sand, the ratio mixed that grass recovers quickly. So we'll do that on Thursdays and Mondays. We repair all tee boxes, and then fairways. So that's where the golfers come in. Fix your divots on fairways for us. Sometimes we'll send a team out and say, right, go and cover divots on fairways. But mainly tee boxes we'll do. But it doesn't give them an excuse not to fix your own divot on a tee box. There's a sandbox next to each tee box. Fix it yourself.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you get a bag, and then there's a scoop with some sand, and you can just take it, you throw it onto your golf cart, and off you go.
Yeah, and we have a lot of members that are awesome. They'll walk with 2 or 3 bags. And as they walk down the fairway, they'll fill there, and then they'll say to me, "Yeah, Spyker, these people, I had to use 5 sandbags today to fix divots on the fairways." It's like, yeah, I know. I mean, you can take a horse to the water, or a donkey. What's the saying?
Yeah, you can take a horse to water, but you can't make it drink.
Yeah, can't make it drink. You can tell a golfer, "Where's your sandbag? Where's your sand bottle?" "No, it's here. Okay, cool. Fix your divots. But he'll walk that 18 holes or drive the 18 holes and not fix a single divot. Yeah, so it's tough. But to come back to your question, I think the biggest thing is compliment staff.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you see on a mower, or if you see someone raking a bunker, just say to them, "Hey," and get to know their names. Our staff appreciate that. If they know, "Hey, this member called me by my name and said, the course is amazing, keep up the good work," you just check the smile. They come in and it's like, "Oh yeah, I got a compliment today." And then the next day they're eager and there's more dedication to make it even better and make it look better.
Yeah. There's a lot to be said. There's so much to be said just about being nice.
Exactly.
Be nice to people. Treat people the way you want to be treated. And I mean, I see it myself. You know, you're working somewhere, you're slogging, or you're grafting hard.
Yeah.
And the oaks walk past and they're like, "Hey, in my way." Whatever. You're like, "Chana, I'm doing something here for you, bro."
Exactly.
Like what kind? Why do we need to be cuck about it? Be nice. But if the guy comes past and goes, "Yo, hey Des, thanks so much for the hard work you're putting in."
Exactly.
Oh, bro, I'm like, "Hey man, of course I'm putting hard work. I'm doing this for you." You feel like you're making a difference,
Yeah, no, you say that. I remember distinctly, I was spraying greens. I put down I don't know, who knows, fungicide, whatever, or fertilizer, whatever. But I was spraying greens. Now, the course was busy this day, so I have to time it. So I was sitting on the spray rig at the one green just waiting, and this 4-ball, they were putting. As the last putt went in, I was like, right, machine onto the green and spraying. But now there's another 4-ball on the fairway coming towards the green. And I'm spraying the green up, and this specific green is quick. It's just the boom width covers. It's just one up and one down, then the green's done. So it's not even like 2 minutes, 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Then the green's done, and then the guys can hit into the green. So I get my gap quickly, and I spray this green, and I see I go away from the next 4-ball up the green, and I turn around and I come back, and as I turn around, I see the one golfer goes like this, and now Spyker is a nice guy. He is a nice guy.
Philip, not so much, but Spyker's a nice guy.
Yeah. So then Spyker turned into Philip. And it's like, I don't like it when you do that. Because it's going to take me 2 minutes to spray this green. Just relax. You can hit your shot when I'm done. Look behind you. There's another 15 4-balls behind you. I need to spray my greens and move on to the next job. So I finish the green, and this guy comes up to the green, and I'm like, "Excuse me, sir, is there a problem?" He's like, "Yeah, why are you doing that? And can't you see us coming, blah, blah, blah." And he carries on and on and on. I said, "Hold on a minute." I said to him, "I've got a job to do, sir. With all due respect, I've got a job to do." look behind you. There's another 10, 15 four balls coming. I can't sit here and wait for each four ball to finish and then spray.
Yeah, wait for a 30-minute gap.
Exactly.
And it's nice. And
And above all, he said to me, I had to wait for 30 minutes before I played my shot. I said to him, with all due respect, sir.
No, you didn't.
No, you didn't. I was like, it wasn't even 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And then he goes and then I put the flag back and I drive off the green. This now before we had our little word altercation. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, fancy.
Discussion.
There we go. Our discussion, our debate.
Debate.
Yeah. So put the flag back and I drive off the green and he doves the shot in anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Now, obviously,
that's your fault.
Yeah, exactly. It was my fault.
Whatever you sprayed on the green, that made him duff the
yeah,
shot,
because he had to wait. Now it's my fault as well. Yeah, so that happens. Like, instead of reacting like that, understand where we're coming from. Yes, we've got a guy that quickly needs to rake a bunker while you're trying to play. You'll move away. Our staff know that. I know that. And yeah, it's just, we also only human, you know?
Yeah. I saw a video the other day of one of the sports things that's been running on TikTok and Facebook and whatever else. But this interviewer was waiting for Rassi to come and talk to him. And there's a techie that runs. And he walks up and he thinks nothing's happening. He walks up and he's about to like just change something.
Yeah.
And he sees, and the O starts talking. And he realizes, yes, he's like duck and roll.
Yeah, and he dives away. Rassi's like, hey.
But I've seen almost the same thing with, I mean, your staff all over, but on Somerset West. And I mean, I played for that 1 year that I was a member there. Yes, I played a lot of golf there. Yeah. And the staff are so good at getting out the way. For the most part, they're very, they're very cognizant of what's going on. Very demure, to use the
what's that in English?
Demure. Yeah. That is English. there's this stupid TikTok trend going on now. They're actually going like, it's very demure.
Okay.
I'll get a lot of hate for it. Okay. But I think it's funny.
Okay, cool.
But
I still don't know what it is though.
I'll show you a video later. It was originally this chick who's talking about her clothes and makeup or something that she wears for work. And she's like, you don't have to go extra and whatever. Yeah. It must be classy, cutesy, very demure. I was like, okay, whatever. I think it was a chick. I don't know. It might have been someone else. I don't know. So, I mean, just be nice to people, I suppose, is such a... It makes a difference in everybody's life. I mean, you expect it in your job. Yes, and that's what I always think about. Like, if you're in your own job, whatever it is... And maybe it's just a people thing. Like the Oaks that can afford to play golf. Maybe you're senior management and I don't know. Maybe they just expect everything to be done without seeing it, you know?
Exactly, yeah. Look, a lot of golf courses, they have the kind of thing where as soon as golfers are on the course, staff must be in the background.
Yeah.
And that's golf courses that start at 4 or 5 in the morning.
And have 30, 40 people
30, 40 people. So they've got the capacity to have a large team, get the golf course ready within an hour, and then get into the background, do things work on the course where you're not seen. We're a small team. We start as soon as it's first light. People have challenges getting to work in the dark. So for us to start at 4 or 5 in the morning will be ridiculous. So each golf course is different. The
theft thing, I mean, you and myself have, and I think I've enjoyed getting to know you because I got to know you driving around in your bakkie on Somerset West Golf Course for the most part. We had other interactions, work-wise and even like in our private life, Jan and Debbie. So there's been interactions, but like driving around, and this was also something else I didn't really realize until I started like hanging with you. The theft thing, like you say, Oaks are going out, stealing 30 or 40 solenoids in a night. The loss over time is so huge, but you are going out there in your bakkie or on your motorbike, and you're riding around at night with your bajillion power flashlights, burning retinas out of people's eyes. But I mean, we've seen Oaks, and they're all like, no, we're just collecting golf balls. And it's like, he's got a pocket full of solenoids.
Tase him.
I mean, you want to, because like the Oaks don't know. You call the cops, nothing happens.
Yeah.
What do they do?
Exactly.
There's nothing they can really do to discourage it. Like the golf ball thing in terms of like second-hand golf balls, big problem?
Yeah,
Not a big problem?
look, the thing is, personally, yes, it's not nice to have the guys who look for golf balls on a course, but it depends what else they do on the course.
Sure.
Are they stealing a bunker rake? Are they stealing a flag? Are they stealing a solenoid? If you just sneak in, you grab your golf ball and you go, then I'm happy with you.
Yeah.
But don't come and cut the fence. Don't come and steal a flag. Don't steal a solenoid. Then Spyker turns into Philip again.
Yeah. So I remember once I was playing, I think I was playing 9 holes late in the afternoon, and it was almost getting dark. And I think I was on the, what is it? 1, 2, 3. What's the one that comes up that par 5?
Towards the
That's
workshop.
The fourth. Yeah.
Fourth.
Yeah. So that's the 4th hole.
Yeah.
And you tore past me down to the other side on your motorbike.
Yeah.
And then you came back. I was then on the 7th or the 8th, and you caught up to us again. And you were a little bit bloody. You were holding your hand like this, and you had pranged your motorbike because you were chasing a guy down effectively. Trying to, protect a bit of stuff there. I mean,
I think
you're taking damage for your job, pal.
Yeah, look, I don't need to do it.
Yeah.
But I know next morning when I walk in there, what a schlep it is to fix what was stolen or damaged. Because now suddenly what I had planned for that day is now on the back foot because you're sorting out last night's rubbish. Yeah, so I think that gets to greenkeepers. We don't need that. We don't want to sit now first thing in the morning sorting out troubles.
Yeah. Club champs. This is something you are immensely passionate about.
Yes.
My only claim to fame in club champs is that you helped me finish 4th in the kind of the league that no one really wants to play with. But everyone's got their cousin that no one wants to play with. I played in that league.
Yes.
And I managed to come 4th. I was so stoked. That was with like some really bad golf. But you're very passionate about it. You play a lot of that.
Yeah.
Tell me a bit about that, right?
Yeah. So, what I've played, 3 club champs now. One I couldn't play because I had the broken.
Yes.
What do you call it? Boxes fracture, whatever. So I've managed to win B division once, and I think the other time when the rain cut us short, that was just hectic that Sunday and Saturday. I think I was a top 10 as well. So in B division. But yeah, for those who don't know, A division's usually plus handicaps to about a 8-9 handicap, and then A divisions like 9-10 up to 18, and then C divisions 19 up.
The rest.
Yes. The guys who sit in the back of the class.
The guys that 100 years ago wouldn't have been allowed on the golf course.
Yeah, so I think that is where you advertise your golf club. That is where for some reason 80-90% of your members come and play club champs, but the rest of the year you don't see them, and they suddenly club champs, I gotta come. So that's where you can advertise, and you have the lekker golf course and the beautiful golf course and the good greens and the lekker.
What goes into getting the course ready? Because you guys put some serious effort.
Okay.
What happens there? What does it take?
So basically, like this morning, get out there, I set the tee boxes up while my team cuts the greens. So on a weekend, we do greens and bunkers, get that ready for the day, and I do the tee boxes. So tee boxes, just set them up nicely for the day, check distances, do your par 3s. Because par 3s, we move those tee boxes often. Because, nothing as terrible as you get to a par 3 and between the markers there's 500 divots. So
everyone's playing an iron.
Exactly. So you like to get a nice, clean, fresh spot on the tee box, especially for your par 3s. And then, it's just run through the whole golf course. Like you say, I'm on my bike and I started hole number 1 and I go straight through all the way to 18. Check each tee box, check each fairway, check each green, check bunkers. And then, once I'm happy... Look, you can't stop the golfers. They start. When that clock goes, the starter says, right, you on tee box 1, go. So we like to get it ready before that first guy tees off. Obviously, you have a bit of grace, but it's like your first 1, 2, and 3, 10, 11, 12. You need to get ready as tee off starts for the day. And then the rest, you've got a bit of leeway and a bit of time to get them ready. But it's just basically tee boxes ready, fairways ready, greens ready, bunkers ready, go. Yeah.
What's the difference between the golf course for a normal day and the club champs?
So club champs, what makes it tricky is we move pins. Yeah, so you'll have club champs over golf courses are different. We do it over 1 weekend only. A division has 2 rounds of golf, 36 holes on the Saturday and 18 holes on the Sundays. But now, between Saturday and Sunday, we need to change the pins because you can't have the same pin locations for all 3 rounds. So, yeah, I mean, we'll come in the morning, 4 o'clock, get the course ready. It's ready. Guys play their golf. Come in 5, 6 o'clock in the afternoon. Change tee boxes, change pin locations, get the course ready for Sunday morning. Come in Sunday morning, check the whole course. Go. Yeah.
Jeez.
So
do you cut different?
We will, for big competitions, we'll do what we call a double cut. So your machines go crisscross or 90 degrees or 45 degrees crisscross.
Sure.
And we'll double cut. Sometimes we'll do a bit of a groom. Now, groom is, or verticut. Groom is where your blades are vertical and you're removing thatch. So you're removing thatch from the top lane. Now, thatch is dead grass. So you're removing thatch and then you cut after that. So that also speeds up a green because it's nice. It's nice to have a fast green. Then you're...
sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah, I'm not talking about ridiculously like PGA style, like running at flipping 14, 15, 16. We like to have it run 9.5, 10 most of the year. And then for big fancy competitions, 11, 11.5. Then you know the Osmona is like, so I just touched that ball and it was off the green. I was like, yeah.
So now those numbers, that's stimp,
Stimp
right?
meter, yeah.
So what is it? Like, I mean, I've seen you testing for it, but
okay.
I have no idea.
Yeah, what you do is you get either minimum of 3 golf balls. So you obviously go where the green's level. So it doesn't help you go downhill. Then it's going to run at 28, 29. So you start at a level spot. It's a little plank. You could call it a plank that's got a groove in. So it holds a golf ball and you lift the one end and it runs down the plank. They calculated it at a certain height and then it will release the ball and the ball will hit the green and run. So you do your three golf balls the one way and then you get an average. Average. So the stimp meter's it's about, I don't know, Americans work in inches and all that nonsense, but it's probably about 20-something centimeters. That is 1 on the stimp meter. So then you use this tool and you go, okay, this way it measures 9 or 10. Then you roll it back the opposite direction and you measure it again. So you take, okay, left to right was 9.5, right to left was 10.5. Let's get an average of 10. Cool. The greens today is running at 10.
Okay, cool.
And you'll see a lot of golfers as well. They'll stand at their ball and they'll walk to the flag. And then they'll get so they use your stimp meter reading and their pace, what they walk from their ball to the cup. They'll walk that and they'll say, okay, it was 5 steps. And the greens are running at this, so I need to putt it at this strength. So golf is not just straightforward.
No, it's not. I've been, I want to get, there's a couple of like pro golfers and whatever else that I know. I've been trying to get one of them on for a while.
Okay.
But I'm going to dive into that one day. But that's a different story, because I mean, trying to get to that point or that level in golf is...
No, it's crazy.
Nuts.
It's crazy. I mean, we think we are okay at golf, and then you play the next round, and you're like, oh, flip, maybe I'm not. Yeah. I mean, I've known guys who tried to get onto the circuit.
Yes.
Tried to get on, I don't know what they call it, Q School or Sunshine Tour, all that stuff.
Yeah.
It's not easier.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. And you look at them and like, they play at your club or you play with them and like, flip, these guys are good. And then they can't make it. I was like, how ridiculously good must these guys be who play Sunshine Tour and it's like, or PGA or Live. It's like, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, because it's next. I mean, like it's next level.
Yeah.
I mean, we've played. We know a couple of guys that are like scratch golfers or at least very close to it. And it's a different round of golf because they seem to look at the course different. They see it different. They like looking and this and the approach and this and the pin layout. And
they want that data sheet of the pin is so many meters into the green and so far left and so far right and this is the slope of the green. I'm just too like, Yay! My ball's on the green.
Oh, it's not in the bunker.
I don't care that I've got a 15-foot putt coming up. I'm on the green.
I'm on the green.
Yeah. And then they are like, hit the ball and there's no backspin and you're 2 meters from the hole and like, oh, that was a rubbish shot. I was like, dude, you're on the green.
Yeah.
You're green and regulation. What's your problem?
Yeah, and you're 3 shots ahead of me.
Just for that hole.
Just for that hole, yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
it's like 170 for the day. You know?
Yeah.
Well, at least the way I play golf.
Yeah, shucks. Yeah.
Bunkers are a thing as well.
It's
not just a hole with some sand in it.
Yeah, exactly. Because you've got your drainage, and then it fills up with water, and the sand goes hard and clumpy, and we've got the windy on the Western Cape. There's one thing I'm still not used to. In Natal, we had wind in August.
Sure.
Then it's klar for the rest of the year.
27 days of it and it's done.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Here in the Cape, it's every day. It's like, it might be very subtle. Or as this northwest and southeaster bumps. And that's a challenge. I mean, you can have a bunker full of sand one day. And then that weekend we had with that ridiculously strong wind. Next day, all the sand gone out of the bunkers. Yeah, you could actually see bare ground in spots where it's like, dude, there used to be sand here. Now there's nothing. Yeah, so it is a challenge. And then you have your golfers, your bunkers are crap, your bunkers are... I don't know if I'm allowed to say.
Yeah, that's all right.
Okay. Your bunkers...
I've had much worse. Green Cut Scully came on here. He dropped so many F-bombs.
I watched that episode. I was like,
YouTube's going to hate this one, but I was like, well.
Yeah. So the golfers would like, there's no sand. I was like, dude, you don't understand half the things that are going in. First of all, that's money. We're throwing dollar bills into a bunker that's just standing there. It's just you paying for that sand.
And those are hitting it out,
yeah,
and the wind is taking it.
They're hitting it out, the wind's blowing it out, so it's not easy. And I know, bunkers are a challenge, not just at our golf course, but all over. I mean, you look at your budget, smaller golfers looks at their budget, and sand is probably the last thing that they're going to budget for. Because you want your greens. Greens is first prize. That's your first priority. Then you look at tee boxes and fairways, and sadly, bunkers probably, I would assume smaller golfers come last. In Escort, they certainly came last.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think everyone doesn't want to be in the bunker.
Yeah.
So it's everything else that comes
exactly.
priority.
Yeah, you shouldn't be in the
first.
bunker. Come on, right?
Yeah, you shouldn't.
Yeah, it's like guys say to me, "Hey, Spyker, when you gonna cut the rough, man?" I was like, "Well, you shouldn't be in the rough. What you doing in the rough?" Like, can't you guys cut the one member said to me, I think you cut your rough too high. You must cut your rough shorter. Then the water will evaporate faster in winter. I was like, nah, it's not the water, dude. You were probably in every rough in that 18 holes. Now you want your rough shorter. I was like, no.
Then you end up losing balls.
Yeah. That's yeah.
Well, I mean, every time, or not every time, but like when I started playing golf, I remember we played. It was just after we met. We played Paro together.
Yeah.
And I think it was just as I started playing.
Yeah.
I mean, you brought me a carry bag of second-hand golf balls. And I went through about half of it that day.
No, it's crazy. But even, I mean, golf is like that. You can play 10, 15 rounds without losing a ball.
Yeah.
Then your very next round, you lose 6, 7 balls. It's like, it's not predictable.
Not at all.
Yeah.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
If someone wants to become a greenskeeper, I know you're quite passionate about this, and you're doing some work, and I think you had a meeting yesterday, if I remember, or day before.
It got delayed.
Oh, it got delayed.
Yeah,
okay, well, but what does someone need to do? I mean, so I talk about young Frikkie, who's my fictitious biggest fan, and I sort of hope that this conversation gets seen by one person at least, and that person maybe is now going, do I want to become a greenskeeper, or what Spyker's going to tell us now? Maybe I'm not the guy for this, or whatever, But what does it take to actually become a greenkeeper?
Yeah. Okay, so in South Africa, there's quite a shortage on the studying or the courses presented.
Sure.
Yeah, there is an organization that does it, but they mainly focused. They mainly focused on becoming qualifying for Q school or whatever. So their main priority is playing the golf, and then the course, maintenance is like a sideline kind of thing.
Sure.
And it's almost like if you don't succeed in golf, go work on a golf course kind of thing. But yeah, so 2019 is when I started at Somerset West, and I just registered for the course, turf grass management course at CPUT. So they were the only organization or university or whatever that offered this course, and then COVID hit us. So yeah, my name was on there. I was going to start in, I think, June 2020. Yeah, June 2020 we were going to start, or May or somewhere. Just as COVID hit, it was like, no, sorry for you. And then when universities were allowed, students were allowed to go back again, they had a look and said, look, the department will have to reapply to get this course up and running again. So nothing's happened since then. So the Western Province Turf Association, so I'm on the committee this year.
Hey.
Yeah, bro.
Hey, look
Hey,
at
bro.
you climbing the ranks.
Yeah, soon I'll have to put
what's your position?
my position. Hey, committee member.
Sorry, just member.
Yeah, you're just
not
just a
main
member.
man, what
Yeah.
card,
So
so.
education and meetings. Our quarterly meetings. I set things up and I help and stuff. So
Nice.
it's nice. Yeah. So we've been negotiating or having meetings with CPUT. We started a couple of months ago, and we said to them, look, there's a huge need. We need to get this course up and running again, and they're super keen.
Nice.
And our association is super keen. So we've been talking, and it sounds like we're going to get this thing running and up and running again by next year, May, June, there somewhere. Because they also need to have, because how it works is for 3 months, it's a week each month.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so they don't take you away from your workplace. So you're away for a week, you have your classes, then the next month you go back, you write tests on the previous months. So yeah, that looks very promising. So what I can say is, if you have a laity that's interested in the industry, talk to us. Talk to me or talk to the association, Western Province Turf Association. We are going to get this thing up and running again. We are going to offer the turf grass association, turf grass maintenance or whatever industry course up and running again. And yeah, it's exciting because we all need to be refreshed. We all need the extra education, the extra qualification, that piece of paper and stuff. But I think the biggest thing is, don't expect to walk in, like we were talking about the assistant position that I'm in. Don't expect to walk into the industry. You've just qualified. Now you're going to be given a golf course and say you're the main O now. Yeah. Expect to be bottom and work your way up. Yeah.
Well, I've always said to people, like, I mean, for me, sales has always been my thing.
Yeah.
And when you start off, I'll use an American saying because the South African one's a little rude.
Yeah.
But you've got to eat crow. You know,
Okay.
like you've got to put your time in.
Yes.
You've got to put your effort in.
Okay.
See, my light has fallen down there.
Yeah. I was just wondering what
It got bright all of a sudden.
the corner of my eye caught something there.
I need to stick it back up properly. Something came loose.
Okay.
But you've got to cut your teeth. You know,
Yes,
to
yes.
actually get there and learn. I mean,
Yeah.
they are the guys in the WPTA, and these oaks have been doing this for
Hey.
years.
Yeah.
They've learned more, or they've forgotten more than most people will ever learn about grass.
Exactly.
You know,
Exactly.
and if you walk in with this, okay, I'm here,
Yeah.
I've got it. Don't
Exactly,
worry, I'll
exactly.
solve the problem.
Bam! Comes a blender sambok and knocks the crap out of you.
Yeah,
And you're like,
yeah. And then some,
exactly.
especially if like you're moving provinces, you know, like you come from Joburg or you come from Durbs or Natal or something, and you walk into the Western Cape,
I was like, hello.
and then the Southeaster and
Yeah.
a little bit of salinity,
Yeah.
and you learn your story very quickly, you know, like, so a little bit of humility.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, we've got a saying down here in the Turf Association that the bottom left corner of Africa is not for sissies. You think you know how to maintain a golf course, you ain't know nothing yet until you're down here in the left corner. That's why it is so nice learning from a guy like Mark. Mark here is my boss. I mean, you just mention the name and everyone knows Flipper
Yes,
now.
yeah.
This dude is legend. He's been in different countries. He's been at Golf Data. Golf Data is one of the outsourcing companies for golf course maintenance. I mean, I'm learning daily. I'm learning from him, which is amazing. Yeah. So it's like you say, you don't expect to walk in and like, I'm the main man now. Be humble, learn, start at the bottom.
Yeah. So if there's some laddie who like maybe I don't know, teenager or 18 or something like that, and he wants to do this thing, the course isn't running yet, so you can't maybe do that.
Yeah.
If some laddie pitches up at your course and goes to the reception and says, "Hi, can I speak to the greenkeeper?" Would most greenkeepers, do you think they would be okay to say if the laddie now wants to volunteer on the weekend?
Yeah.
Would most greenkeepers be cool with that?
I think a lot of courses will do it. It just depends what, because you're not going to give him a machine.
Yeah, look, there's legalities and safety.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, but he can rake bunkers.
Exactly. Yeah, we've had a few lighties come and spend a month with us or a month or two with us, and then just learn the ropes. Yeah, like you say, start with bunkers. Yeah, start with a brush cutter. Start with
start with something.
Exactly. We've all been there. Yeah. Oh, I remember raking bunkers in Escort. My goodness. I rake bunkers. I cut the greens and Saturday before you play. I played most Saturdays. Before you play, some weekends I was out there, walk behind, cutting 10 greens. So it's not
for the walk behind.
It was a professional, dude. Don't underrate professional lawnmowers. They're good. They're good. I mean, people buy these other fancy big top names, name brands, and like, hey, don't underrate.
You get that 12 blade, low profile, professional, that wide one, the 25 or whatever.
Yeah, we had an Escort. We had the 17. I think there was a 15 or 17.
So 14, 17, 25.
Yeah, we
if
didn't
my
have
memory
25.
serves me correctly.
We had the one just 17. You said, we had that one in Escort. We had 2 or 3 of those.
No, they're cool little machines.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. One day when I have a lawn, I'll have a nice one. I'll invite you over on the weekends.
No.
Hey, Spyker, come look at the grass for me.
A lot of people do that. Oh, what can I do? What can I do to my grass? So it's like,
how much money you got?
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, how much water have you got? How much money have you got? Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, when that water bill comes, I mean, because grass, that's all it is. I mean, it's pretty much water and some green coloring,
Exactly. If you work on a different golf course, it's green coloring. We keep it natural.
fair point. But I mean, grass is what, like 96 or 97% water or something like that.
Yeah, it's.
That's why it gets. I mean, I suppose it gets affected.
Kikuyu as well. Kikuyu also likes its water.
Yeah, they suck it up. Right? What does growing a pair mean to you?
I think, I was thinking about the question because you ask everyone this question.
I do,
So
I like this. What normally happens is people go, and there's like 10 seconds of silence while the brain is ticking.
Because I was thinking about it. I think for me personally, and everything that I've been through in life, is like sometimes you just gotta get over it and move on. So for me, that's it. Growing a pair is get over it and move on. That's for me.
I like it. That's like, we had Jason Van Zyl on here a while back. He's also Somerset West boy. I don't know if you've met him.
I watched that episode.
And he was just talking about failing forward. You know, it's just like, get over it.
Exactly.
Keep moving. Get over it. Keep moving.
That's it.
And that's the answer to a lot of it.
I must tell you this. The other day in Woolworths, Ruth and I in Woolworths there, and I was like, Ruth. She's like, what? I said, there's Jody. Is it Jody or Joan?
Joni.
Joni.
Yes,
I said, Ruth, there's Joni. She's like, who the hell's Joni? I was like, no, man.
She was on the podcast.
Yeah, she was on the podcast. That's Joni. I was like, okay. I said, then I realized, okay, she obviously haven't watched that. So I was like, got home and I was like, there.
That's so cool. I'm going to message her when hey, you're famous.
I was like, Woolies in Somerset West. I saw her.
I had that for the first time the other day where someone recognized me from the podcast. It was the weirdest thing. But I was like, it's like, hey, hold on. Don't you have a podcast? And I'm like, I do. And he's like, grow a pair. I was like, no, bro. How do you know me? I'm not that big yet.
It's lekker, man. I like what you do.
Thank you. It's lekker. You brought something with you.
Yes. Yes, one souvenir.
A souvenir.
Yeah, for you, for your shelf.
For my shelf. Thank you. What
Yeah,
is-
you can show
Hey,
the camera
man.
there, bro. It's got a badge.
Hey, you got the Somerset West. This guy.
Yeah, there. I don't know. There's so many cameras. I don't know which one you're gonna show. Yeah, so
Thanks,
I
bro.
thought put that up on the shelf there next to all your other little
Hey,
quickies.
that's cool, man.
Yeah,
Thanks
yeah.
very much.
Yeah, I like it, man.
Appreciate that. That'll remind me, like, on a daily basis to think about playing golf
exactly.
again.
The day you had Spyker.
Yeah, the day I
Yeah.
had Spyker. Jeez. Bro, thank you so much for
Yeah, I
coming
like
on.
it, man. Yeah.
Making the trip out from Somerset West. I've had a lot of people from Somerset West on
Yeah,
this podcast.
it must be a good place.
Yeah, bro. It
Yeah.
seems to be a
Yeah,
spot.
I'm happy in Somerset West. I mean, not just work wise. I mean, I love my job. I love the members. I love working. I love the team. We've got such a lekker team. But just the dorpie itself. I call it the dorpie because I'm come from Natal. I was in a town where there were 2 robots. And yeah, traffic was 3 cars.
Yes.
Yeah, but now in Somerset West is so nice. I mean, you've got 10 minutes you're on the beach, 10 minutes you're in Uiferland, 10 minutes you're on wine farms. It's lekker.
Yeah.
I really enjoy Somerset West, yeah.
Yeah, it's a nice spot. I spent 11, 12 years there.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit more, actually.
Okay.
That's a lot. Yeah.
Okay. It's much better now that you've gone.
Oh, sure. Shame better than you. So, I was sitting the other day. We were sitting with some people from the church, and the one lady, she's like a life group leader. We call it comms where I am.
Okay.
And she was like, "Yeah, when Des arrived, we'd been praying and asking God to bring us what we needed.
Okay.
I don't know what we needed. We brought you." I was like, "Is this a good thing or a bad thing? I don't know."
Yeah, it's like, hang on a minute.
Not everyone's cup of tea, but I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, thanks so much for coming out. Appreciate it. I think the
Nice.
knowledge that the information
I
and the
shared
knowledge
a
you've
little
put
bit,
here is helpful. People, it's nice to know what goes on in a golf course.
Yeah.
It makes you appreciate going there more.
Exactly.
And I think hopefully people will be a bit nicer, to greenkeepers and the staff and understand a little bit more just on what
Exactly.
goes on there and what,
Yeah.
So it's been
Exactly.
good, man.
Yeah, look, you have the day where you know that golfer just had a bad experience.
happens.
He's come to the course grumpy, so you're not going to avoid confrontation. But yeah, we're also only human. We work our butts off to get the course ready for you. So yeah, show some appreciation. Huh?
Love it, bro.
Yeah.
Love it.
Lekker, man.
Cool. That is
Yeah.
us. Cheers, people.
Come play golf.